Hey everybody, Great Scott here. Had a pretty good day today. I managed to pick myself up a Chocobo bundle Final Fantasy kit. I was at my local game store and they actually allowed a trade-in for sealed product. And so even though I did lose a few Cavern of Souls, which did hurt my soul a little bit because that is a great land, I was able to actually pick this up at a reasonable cost. Thought it would be fun to open it together, go through it, maybe even review some of the card prices online and see where they're currently sitting at. This is actually the second one I've been able to get my hands on before, so I'll kind of talk about what I got in my last one. In case you don't know, if you're not familiar, the Chocobo bundle comes with 10 standard Final Fantasy booster packs. It also comes with a set of foil Chocobo lands with like Chocobo tracks across them. They're very, very good looking. And you get a spin down life, or not a spin down, but a life counter, and then also a foil Birds of Paradise special Chocobo art card, which is very cool. That one's still only about 10 or 11 bucks, so pretty standard Birds of Paradise cost, but it's still very cool that you just get that automatically. This sucker, if you pay full price for it, right now they're going for around $155, $160. They're pretty expensive. Like I said, luckily I was able to use a lot of trade value to really bring the cost of this down, but let's see what we are looking for today. So I'm going to pop over to a website and let's kind of look at what I might be able to pull in this. All right. So this is what we're looking at. So in the Chocobo bundle, we're actually only going to pull just two of these special Chocobo track cards. Now these are just alternative foil versions of cards that are already in the set, mostly. So let's take a look here at what some of the cards are, what I'm hoping to get, what I'm hoping to avoid. If we look at the bottom here, actually, you can see the lands that we're going to get for sure. So they're very good looking. So, I mean, you can see the tracks. They're all foil. There's going to be a Chocobo and a Chocobo stamp on every card. They look really good. And of course, we're on TCG Trader, so we can see what these cards are going for now. Starting at the bottom, working our way up. The cards we probably want to avoid, and hopefully I don't get, Stiltskin Moogle Merchant only goes for about $16. That'd be pretty disappointing given the cost of this bundle. Barrett, $18. A Realm Reborn, $19. Waka, $19. In addition to these guys being pretty low value, I don't know if I'd really play them. They don't really fit into any of my decks or do anything I need them to do. So if I got these, I mean, they're pretty, but they're probably just going to end up being trade fodder for later. Same with Estinian. Not really a card that fits into any of my decks. He's only worth about $20. Now, as I said, I did open one of these previously, and I was able to pull a Mog Moogle Warrior, which unfortunately, 20 bucks, right? Not exactly high value card, but I like Mog. Final Fantasy VI is my favorite Final Fantasy. I do run the Terra deck, the Precon. I've fixed it up a lot. I've done a lot of things with it. But yeah, it's unfortunate, just Mog. Lock is another one, of course. Still roughly the same value, about $23. If I pull the lock, it's hard to be really upset because, again, Final Fantasy VI, it's my favorite Final Fantasy. I'd be happy just to have a really cool lock card, and it's got the Moogles on it, which is awesome. Moving on. So once we get up to Yuffie, we're getting up to some decent value, which is the good news. I mean, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these cards are going to be considered a bit of a failure in some way or another. At Lock, happy enough to have him. At Yuffie, she's practically a $50 card. So from this point on, regardless of whether I'm going to use the card in a deck or not, we're getting to higher values. So $50 card, and it looks like Yuffie, Materia Hunter. When she enters, gain control of target non-creature artifact for as long as you control her. So she steals stuff from your opponent, and then you may attach an equipment I control to her. So yeah, I like it. It's thematic. It's on point. So again, wouldn't be super disappointed if we pulled Yuffie. Moving on then. Emmett Cell to the third seat from Final Fantasy XIV. I never played 14. I don't know those characters very well. I think he'd probably find a place in one of my decks. He lets you cast spells from your graveyard for cheap. And again, $50. Moving on, of course, we have Riku, Resourceful Guardian, $55. I did play 10. 10's a great game. Lulu, Stern Guardian. So she is the other card that I pulled from my first Chocobo bundle. I pulled Lulu, Stern Guardian, and Mog Moogle Warrior. Hard not to be happy with Lulu. She's, I mean, $60 card, and I've seen her go for more than that. People usually have sell her around the $75 mark. Again, the market price is just a general guide. It is possible to get more than that in a lot of these cases. So yeah, Lulu, a beautiful card. Love the artwork with all the different dolls she has. So I do have that one already. Choco, $68. Unfortunately, I have a landfall deck, but it's not that color set. So my brother, though, does have a deck with Choco in it. So if I did end up pulling the Choco, that'd probably be okay. Aerith, I gotta actually see what she does. So $69. Again, she could probably go for more than that if we pulled. Um, Human Cleric Druid, green white, lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life, return that to the battlefield. Wow, that's really good. I'm trying to think if I have a deck that would fit her really well, because she's one of those cards that, I mean, that's a really good card. Bringing stuff back from the graveyard just for gaining life. Gaining life is not hard to do. Traveling Chocobo. That'd be a cool card. So I already have the standard artwork of Traveling Chocobo. I've got the foil version, in fact. So I've already got this in a deck. But again, it'd be fine to pull one. It's a $75 card. So that's cool. Tartaru Taru. I don't know her. I believe she's from Final Fantasy XIV, which again didn't play. Yeah, she is. You can see down here on the card. But she gives you card draw. She gives you treasures. She is a very, see, look at this near mint foil. Someone is trying to get it for $94. So we're getting up there. Like if I pulled this, that'd be pretty awesome, actually. Tifa Lockhart. And again, so, market price over here is 84 for Tifa, 86. And people are probably selling her for more. I do have the standard artwork for Tifa, but look at this with the Chocobo. That would be very cool to pull. And yeah, $87, $90, like it's starting to get up there. But now we're getting up to the big boys. These are the ones that are crazy high value and are also mythic. So the odds of pulling are very low, but maybe I'll get lucky. We've got Yuna, Hope of Spira, and look at that artwork. It just looks so good. The Chocobo tracks, I could see an argument where it's like, it's getting in the way. They're cute. It's a unique thing. It's fine. I'm all right with it. I do already have the standard art of Yuna, Hope of Spira, so I have this card in a deck already, my enchantment commander deck. But this is a great looking card, and yeah, $90. Whoo! I would not be upset to pull that. Vivi, the Harbinger. So yeah, Vivi is just one of the strongest cards in the entire Final Fantasy set, hands down. I believe did this one end up getting banned in standard? I'm pretty sure it did, because it was just dominating. I do run a Vivi in a commander deck, but it is not the commander. So, he's still really good though. This card is awesome. It'd be great to pull this over $100. I mean, I don't even know if you can see, I got to pull it up. $118 on this one from this seller, but market price, $114. So that'd be awesome to pull a Vivi. Always love another one of those. And then, of course, Cloud and this artwork. Holy moly. Look at that. I think it's the artwork alone. I mean, the standard Cloud is worth, what, 20 some dollars right now? I've already got a copy of his standard art, but that'd be really cool. Just him on the Chocobo. It looks so, so good. This person over here is selling it for $120. Market value is $120. So $120 for this guy right now. And that's only likely to go up over time, because these cards are pretty dang rare and unique in this art. And then this is interesting to me. The Snapcaster Mage over here is worth the most. The reason that's interesting is because it's not like a well-known character from Final Fantasy that I know of. I mean, it says Final Fantasy XIV, which of course I didn't play, but still, this isn't Cloud, this isn't Terra, this isn't one of like the big popular characters. And Snapcaster Mage, it's not the card it once was, thanks to power creep. You don't see Snapcaster Mage as often anymore. Still a good card though, and I do have it in my Kefka commander deck, so I do run a Snapcaster Mage. Obviously $130. It would be super cool to pull this. I would probably put it in my commander deck just to show it off if I did. Any of the mythics that we pull, if we pulled any mythic, it'd be just awesome. But even if we didn't, if we just ended up with 2 rares, I'm just hoping it's not one of these bottom 6. That'd be nice. But we'll see. Either way, I think we're gonna have a good time. Um, I really did like the Final Fantasy set a lot. I'm gonna come over here to Mythic Spoiler real quick. If you don't know Mythic Spoiler and you play Magic, this is just the best website ever. I mean, it has every single set broken down and organized by release, and you can go in and you get a visual spoiler of every single card in the set, and even alternate arts. Let's come down a bit and see. So even the alt arts. Oh, look at the traveling chocobos. Thanks to the very prohibitive cost, I really wasn't able to open almost any collector booster packs at all. So I was able to open one thanks to my youngest brother. Thank you, John. On Christmas, it was awesome. But didn't pull a traveling chocobo. How cool would it be to open up one of these unique colors? As cool as it would be to open like the yellow one just to have it, you know in your heart you're a little disappointed it wasn't one of the unique colors. Obviously, the gold chocobo is just like Willy Wonka's ticket. I don't even know what those things go for now, like tens of thousands of dollars or something ridiculous. But the Final Fantasy set to me is a very special set. Overall, not a big fan of Universes Beyond. Turtles is coming out soon, and honestly, like I think it would be cool to have like a card of each turtle. I think it should have just been like a secret layer. Just the four turtles, Shredder, Splinter, done, whatever, maybe Krang. I am not a big fan of Universes Beyond overall, but of course, Final Fantasy makes me a huge hypocrite because this set actually got me back in to Magic for a long time. You know, if we go back to the sets, I went on hiatus. I just wasn't into it. I didn't want to play it anymore. I stopped collecting for a while. I think I just needed a break. But it was after, let's see, I did buy into Dominaria Remastered. I think I bought some singles from Phyrexia All Will Be One, and then I just stopped. No March of Machine, no Aftermath, Wilds, Ixalan, Ravnica Remastered, Murder, Outlaw, Bloomborough. In fact, like around this area, I know some people really like Bloomborough, and in retrospect, I'm coming around to it a bit. There are good cards in there, but I was like, oh, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't into it at all. Duskmourn looked really cool. And actually, one of my brothers got really into Duskmourn, but it just wasn't enough to pull me back. I really didn't come back until Final Fantasy came out, just because I have so much nostalgia and so much love for that series. So, yeah, all right. So that's kind of just a look at what we're hoping to get and what we're hoping to pull from the 10 booster packs. You know, if we come in, I have opened a lot of Final Fantasy already. I'm not going to lie. So I've got a lot of this, but there is so much in this set, especially given how many alt arts there are. And going back to like the original artwork cards, where they up here. Some of these cards are worth a lot, and it is possible to pull them in these standard booster packs. So who knows? We might get something really, really good. We're just gonna have to wait and see. All right, so here we go. We've got our Chocobo bundle. I also thought I'd show you guys my cards that I pulled from the last one I opened. Here you can see Lulu Stern Guardian. Trying to see if we can see the tracks. So you can see it there a little bit in the Chocobo. There, the little symbol that they've got on there, the little holographic. You can kind of see the tracks there. But really pretty cards, great artwork. Oh, there we go. We got a nice angle there with the tracks. And then we got Mog, and I think you can, yeah, there you go. You can see the tracks on him pretty easily. Again, all foil, beautiful cards. But yeah, Mog's not worth quite as much, about $20. Lulu, I think market, I think was like 63 for her. But again, I've seen her upwards to like 75 for sales. So pretty cool. So that was from the last one I opened. Hoping we see maybe a foil in here. But sit back, relax. Let's go through this together and just see what we end up with. So let's see here. Let's see if I can get this guy open. There we go. It's almost a shame, like the box is so pretty. It's like, it's almost a shame you gotta destroy the box to get it open. Of course, you end up with a very pretty deck box inside. Very nice. Oh, and then this fell out off to the side. So it just comes with like little art sheets. Looks good. Very nice. Get rid of that for now. Let's see what we've got. this guy out of here. And it does come, you know, got a little some art, some 1/1 counters. These aren't too bad. Again, shield counters. Is that death touch? Not really sure what everything's supposed to denote. Gives people options if they don't have anything already. All right, so we've got, here are our 10, supposed to be. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 standard Final Fantasy booster packs. They could have all kinds of fun stuff in there. All right, and here is our counter, our health counter. And I don't know how well you guys can see it. I do have the yellow foil Chocobo mat. I love it. And this counter actually matches the colors on the mat. So matches it perfectly. I have seen the black Chocobo mat. It is really good looking. I know it's probably, a lot of people think it's cooler. I do like the yellow Chocobo better. I actually saw the black Chocobo mat today, and for just a moment I was like, should I buy that? And it's like, nah, I'm good. All right. So let me see what we've got here. I believe this is our Chocobo booster. This should have the Chocobo lands. I think there are 10 of them. We get 2 of each. And then the 2 special Chocobo track cards. So I think we might save this guy until the end. So if you don't want to watch me open, you know, a whole bunch of booster packs, skip to the end of the video. But otherwise, let's kick back, relax, and see what we get in these guys. These should be, if I'm trying to remember right, probably just standard, you know, full art lands, and then probably the Bird of Paradise as well. Yeah. So here we've got the Bird of Paradise. Beautiful. Let's get this guy open so you can take a look. I can't get it open. They sealed this guy up really well. So of course, Bird of Paradise, always good to have. If you're running green with any other color, yeah, gotta have Bird of Paradise in there. And this is probably my favorite art for Bird of Paradise. So let's see there. Beautiful. Got the foil on there. Paradise Chocobo. Beautiful card. Again, goes for $10, $11 if you just want to get that, which is pretty standard for Bird of Paradise. Not an outrageous cost. Yep. Oh, and yeah, these are foil, which is nice. So we've got our different lands. All foil. Yeah, always happy to have full art foil lands. Let's see here. Okay. I did forget about this. So there are the scene boxes you can buy that have a complete scene. The interesting thing about that, the scenes, if you buy the box, all the cards in it are foil. So like, that's awesome. But oddly enough, the only way to get the unfoil versions is in these Chocobo packs. You will get one single card from the box scenes unfoiled, and they're actually worth more than the foil because it's the only way to get it. So we got the Destined White Mage, which is from the original Final Fantasy, and I actually just finished building a Destined Party Commander deck. I'll probably keep all the foil cards in there just because, you know, they're all foil, so I'll keep it together. But this is really pretty. I'm really glad I pulled that. That's cool. I'm a big sucker for the original Final Fantasy classes. Let's get this guy open and take a look here. So you can see there. Very pretty. I'll have to look up and see how much some of these guys are worth a little bit later. Maybe I'll put them on the screen. And then we have more full arts. These are not foil though, but still, it's always good just to have an extra set of full art lands. At this point, I don't even know why they bother printing lands that aren't full art, because I have so many full art lands. I just pretty much take the non-full art lands and just give them away as quickly as I can. I feel too guilty throwing Magic cards away. I've seen some people do that. I can't. I'll sell them for pennies if I have to. I don't care. All right. Well, let's dive in. Let's open up some of these packs and see how we do. Let's see. What do we want from the standard packs? Of course, we want those original artwork variations of some of the older cards that are worth a whole lot. But outside of that, from the standard set, obviously, any of the mythics are going to be cool. You know, it's always cool to pull a Cloud or Sephiroth. Let's see, which... this is always the funny part. What factory did they come from? Oh, cool. Got just an art card there. A Tifa. I don't always keep the art card. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If with the Final Fantasy ones, it's like, hey, do I know the character? Well, then I'll probably set it aside and keep it. If I'm not a big fan of it or I don't know the character, I'll probably get rid of. So let's see here. So the question is it front to back or back to front? I've looked online that if the factory is in China or Japan, they pack it differently. So let me just see here, sneak in, comment. Well, that's the foil though. So let me look at the back, because then we'll do it the same way the rest of the time. Ah, okay. It looks like we're going back to front, which always annoys me a little bit, but whatever. Guess all greens. And I do have my own organization system. So if you're like, why are you organizing it that way? Don't worry about it. Typically, I organize it with cards that I'm going to keep, cards that I'm probably going to sell or get rid of, and then organized further. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. And like I said, I've opened a lot of these packs already, so I'm very familiar with the set. Just kind of see there. Syncopate. Never really ran Syncopate. It's been around for a while. Blitzball. That card has possibilities. The ability to trade it in for 2 cards. Not bad. I always like the cards that can steal your opponent's creatures, even for a single turn. Renoa, who here played Final Fantasy VIII. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, oh, it's the best one ever. It's totally, it's underrated. I think it is rated. I think it's very good. I like Final Fantasy VIII a lot. I don't think it's the best Final Fantasy, but that's okay. I think people that say that it is the best Final Fantasy, I think they're counterculture. They're like, they found something in it they liked, and they're just like, yeah, it's the best. I'm like, come on. You're going to compare it to 6, 7, 10 and say it's better than those? Sorry. Nah, come on, get out of here. Elixir. Let's see, we're coming up. Ooh, all right. We got a Tifa. I am always happy to see Tifa. I do already have a copy, but that is okay. She is just such a cool card. And it's like, if you have a Tifa and you haven't found a spot for her in a deck, like, come on, what are you doing? She's so strong. Let's see what we got here. Endwalker. I've actually got several copies of this already, but come on, it's a brainstorm. If you're playing a blue commander deck and you don't have a brainstorm in it, what are you even doing? And Endwalker, I mean, it's a little bit busy for the artwork, but it is pretty. And again, I didn't play Final Fantasy XIV, and it's like, I don't even care. I like that a lot. And foil, White Mage's Staff. Okay. It's a pretty little common. I'll probably never run it, but it's very pretty. And of course, we got ourselves a little forest. All right. Let's see here. A nice little pack. It's always nice. We've got our original artwork card. Got Tifa. Not a bad rare. Not a big blow-up pack or anything, but not bad. In boxes like this, it's always interesting to see how many mythics you pull. Because I think if the math is the same as it used to be, in booster boxes, if you bought a whole booster box of cards, I think it was like every 8 packs rather, would potentially have a mythic foil in it, statistically speaking. And so if you bought a box, if it was a bad box, you might get 3 mythics. A good box is like 5 or 6 mythics. Standard is like 4 mythics in a booster box. When you get a little pack like this, you never know. This kind of defies the statistics. So we could end up with several mythics or no mythics at all. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. All right, let me see what we got here. So again, back to front. Yep. Oh, Blazing Bomb. Just a common. I wish it was better just because I love bombs. I love the Final Fantasy monsters. When I was a kid, I used to look at the player's guides they had in the stores for my millennial viewers out there, player guides. They had paper copies in the store. I would just go to the bestiary in the back and just look at the monster designs. Loved Final Fantasy monsters. Speaking of, the T-Rex and Balam. Going back to Final Fantasy VIII. Who remembers just trying to take down the frickin' T-Rex in the forest? Like, that was fun. Got to get the ice magic going. Cornered by Black Mages. A very nice little black card. I do actually run this in my Kefka Commander deck. I'll hold on to a copy of that. Yeah, this is the pile of cards that I'm probably going to sell. I do tend to sell my bulk commons and uncommons. But if I feel like keeping one for any reason at all, and I just like this card, so sometimes I just keep cards I like, I'll put them aside and just kind of keep them organized. Red Mage's Rapier. Coeurl, another Final Fantasy VIII monster. Ice Flan. Let's see what we got. Slash of Light. Ether. I feel like this card has more potential than I'm giving it credit for. So, I mean, it is 4 cost artifact. Exile, add a blue mana. When you next cast an instant or sorcery, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I don't know why. I haven't figured out what to do with this yet, and I do have several copies of it, but I'm like, I feel like there's a potential there that I haven't quite figured out. Ash, Princess of Damaska. It is a Final Fantasy 12. That is one. I haven't played it. I want to. It's on my bucket list. I gotta get to Final Fantasy 12. I liked the art design quite a bit, but it came out at a weird time where I was very busy and not playing as many video games for a little while. Either that or it came out during my horror genre when like I only played horror games for a few years. So, but yeah, not bad at all. 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact from among them and put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So she just helps you dig for an artifact card. I don't know if I have a lot of copies of her, oddly enough. I might put her aside just in case I need her later. Well, we can see what's coming already, can't we? Circle of... Oh, just making sure I got the camera. Circle of Power. Yep, I do run of these already as well. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, create a wizard, and wizards get a little stronger. Again, my Kefka commander deck. Maybe one day I'll show off my commander decks on the channel just to go through them and see what we got in there. See if you guys have any tips for me. So we can already tell what this card is from the back, but let's turn it over. Vanille! So I have a copy of this card already. You know who I don't have in this style is Fang. So I still need to get Fang, but hey, I'm still happy to see. I like this card. It's just an uncommon, but it's cool. I personally am a big fan of the meld cards where you meld 2 cards together into a big giant card. You just don't see them very often, but when it happens, it's always super fun. Very disappointing if it dies immediately though, but hey, welcome to Magic. All right. We got an Aerith. Okay. I've got a couple copies of her already. She's fun. Not gonna lie, I haven't found like a super powerful use for her yet because you need a lot of legendaries, and obviously you have to kill her to make her work, which is kind of messed up. But there we go. We got an Aerith and a Tifa. We're working on the whole Final Fantasy VII crew. Does that mean the next rare I get is going to be a Cloud? That would be really funny. Ooh! Foil Ultima. That's cool. Is there a bend in that card? No, it just kind of looks like it. Just this little lightning streak right here. For me, it made it look like the card was bent. But nope, it's good. But yeah, Foil Ultima. It's not worth a lot, but foil rares are cool. Destroy all artifacts and creatures. It's a board wipe. That's cool. Happy to have it. Nice. And then just a town. Not a big fan of the towns. They don't really do much for you. I feel like they could have pushed that a little bit harder, but that's okay. And a wizard token, bird token. Very nice. I run a lot of these wizard tokens in that said Kefka commander deck. Very cool. All right. Open! Sometimes I don't know the best way to open these, because if I do it on the notch here, I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on... this one came open pretty easy. There we go. It's like I don't want to accidentally, like, damage a card. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Thunder Magic. Airship Crash, which is a good card. Destroy artifact, enchantment, creature with flying, cycle too, the cycling ability in case you don't actually need it. That is a solid card. I do have a lot of copies of it already, so I don't need it, but very cool. Heck Dies. I love creatures that just cause a discard just immediately. I know it doesn't feel good to have to discard, but it feels good to make your opponent discard. Sucks to suck. What can I say? Weapons Vendor. Again, have a lot of copies, not terrible. Rook Turret. Whenever another artifact you control enters, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Crossroad Village. As it enters, choose a color. Add 1 mana of the chosen color. Man, if it just didn't enter tapped, right? Oof. Torgol, a Fine Hound. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each dog and wolf you control, and add a mana. See, like that's... I probably have a copy of this already, but I am going to hold on to that guy. That has a lot of value, and who knows? Maybe one day I'll have a dog or a wolf deck, and then I'll be wanting all the Torgols I can get. Oh, Snow. What can we say about Final Fantasy 13? I feel like these days I've seen a push where everyone's like, oh, it was actually an underrated classic. It's so good. Whew. I didn't play it. I did watch my wife play it a lot. She played it. I just, honestly, other than the graphics, it's a beautiful game, but I wasn't impressed by the characters or even the story or the combat or, you know, pretty much anything else. I just couldn't get into 13 as much. But if you played it and you love it, more power to you. You know, I never want to take away someone's fun from a game, but not for me. Aerial Unit. Ooh, that's Final Fantasy VII. Affinity for artifacts. Flying. When this creature enters, surveil 2. That's not a terrible card, actually. 5/4 flying and affinity for artifacts. So, I mean, you could potentially play this for only 2 mana. 5/4 flying and surveil 2. I don't know if I actually have a copy of that yet. We'll hold on to it. Let's see. Ring of the Lucy. 4. Add 2. Pay 1 life. Tap. Target non-land permanent. I don't know if I've got that card either. It's interesting because, I mean, I've opened a lot of packs, but, you know, sometimes with these play boosters, you don't always get the same number of commons and uncommons that you used to get, which is fine. Believe me, I'm always up for an extra rare if they'll throw one in, but I don't always see all these same cards. Ah, Fire Crystal. I'm always happy to have the crystals. I think they're solid cards. So red spells cost less, gives the creatures haste. Frickin' love haste. Nice. That's not bad. Let's see here. What do we got? Ooh! Noctis. See, look at that. 2 rares. All right. We got ourselves a Noctis. 4/3 lifelink. You may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters with a finality counter on it. Whew. Not a fan of finality counters, but, I mean, there's ways around them. But hey, cool. 2 rares. Not bad at all. And I didn't have a Noctis yet. This is actually the first one I've had of this, so not bad. Let's see what else we got. Oh, okay. Foil Thunder Magic. Very cool. Very cool. And a Plains. Set you aside. And then we got a Genova. Genova artwork. Very cool. I'll set Genova aside. All right. So let's see here. We've done 1, 2, 3. 3 packs so far. Still got plenty to go. Let's see here. Ah, there we go. Game open just fine. Still hoping for a big original artwork card. Let's get a big hit. Let's get a Rhystic Study. Wouldn't that be cool? All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, Ifrit. Very nice. Goobadoo Gardener. That is a name. Final Fantasy 11. I also did not play 11. Resentful Revelation. Nice little card. I think I do run that in a deck. Just to fill the graveyard up a bit. Magitech Infantry. Combat Tutorial. Laughing Mad. You know I gotta run that in my Kefka deck. I've got several copies of it. Great card. Monk's Fist. I have so many copies of this card. My gosh. Ultros. I wish that they just pushed this card a little harder. Like, don't get me wrong. It does plenty of little things, but Ultros is a great Final Fantasy VI villain, and I just wish he did a little bit more. Zidane. Steals things. Not bad. I've got a couple copies of him already. Not too worried about it. Oh, a Tonberry. I'll hold on to a Tonberry. Maybe one of these days I'll just make a Tonberry deck. I'm not even sure how. It just has to be a very slow death, I guess. That you just see coming and you can't avoid. Might be fun. Get rid of that little guy. Sid! Ah, it's not the one I want. Obviously, I want the Final Fantasy VI Sid. Final Fantasy V. I haven't played 5 yet. I do have the remastered Final Fantasies. I need to go in and play 5. That would be fun. Well, hold on. I don't know if I have that Sid yet or not. We'll hold on to him for now. Ah, Machinist's Arsenal. I do have a copy of this already, but that looks like that might be our rare for this one. And we have foil. Let's see here. Side quest, play Blitzball. So that is a flip enchantment. Not bad, just an uncommon. Useful. I'll hold on to it mostly just because it's foil, but that's alright. Got our first red there. And a town. Oh, the towns. Robot Warrior. I always keep all my tokens. I have a ton of tokens. Just overall. You never know when you're going to need a token. Or if a friend will need a token. And it's like, yes, I have 50 copies of Heroes. What do you need? Alright. This one's giving me a little... There we go. Try not to damage the cards. Sometimes they just don't want to open. Okay. Mysidian Elder. Yep. Blitzball shot. Just a little buff card. Dire rat. It's like a regular rat, except it's dire. Fate of the Sun Cyst. I've got a ton. Great card. I have a lot of copies of it. Hilgigas. Ah, Final Fantasy VI. Ramen. Need some food. Sandworm. Let's see. 5/4 haste. When this creature destroys target land, they may search for a basic land. It's okay. You can destroy a unique land. I might hold on to him. That might be fun later. Magitech Armor. Anything Final Fantasy VI. Bring it on. 4/4. When it enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero. Crew 1. So, it's fine. I think I have a couple copies already. Rydia's Return. For 5 mana, creatures you control get +3/+3, which is basically a worse overwhelming Stampede. Return up to 2 target permanents from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad, just because, 2 permanents, it doesn't have to be creatures. You can get a lot of things back for that. I think I have a couple copies of this already, but it's still a good card. Ooh! We do have a mythic. Sadly, it's not one of the big value mythics, but still. Nibelheim Aflame. Choose target creature you control, deals its damage equal to its power to every other creature, and you can cast it again from your graveyard. Very cool card. It is one of the big classic Final Fantasy moments. But nice. We got like our first mythic. I'll put you right over here for right now. We can put you here. There we go. Hey, all right. We got a Garnet. We do have a copy of this already, but it's still a very good card. I'm happy to see it. Destroys an artifact or enchantment. And the foil is the Scorpion Sentinel, just a common. As long as you control 7 or more lands, this creature has +3 power. It's pretty. Not bad, not bad. Scoot over a little bit. A foil town, alright. And we got another wizard. Hero, very nice. Just rearrange over here. I've got there we go, something to sip on. Okay, hey, we hit a mythic. That is good. Let's do it again, shall we? Alright, let's see what we got. Call the Mountain Chocobo. Commune with Beavers. Such a ridiculous card. Shinra Reinforcements. I love that. Love the look of the soldiers, the artwork. It just looks good. Slash of Light. Oh, there's a non-foil Scorpion Sentinel. Prisha's Wanderings. Not a bad little land search. Adventurer's Airship. Ambrosia Whiteheart. I'll put this guy aside. I was actually, You know, that said brother earlier that had the Choco, I gave him 1 or 2 of these already, so they have their use. Let's see, put you there. Overkill! I love this removal spell. I mean, most of the time it's not much better than like a 2-cost removal spell, but every now and then that negative 9,999 does come in handy. I mean, it kills indestructible, or if you get some stupid wall or bossing say thing up, it's like, yep, overkill will do the job. So, love this card. I run it. If I have a black commander deck, it's running overkill. Gladiolus Amici, oh boy, his name. So Final Fantasy 15 is interesting. It's the boy band Final Fantasy, right? I did, download it for free with like the PlayStation Plus. I haven't played it yet. I do plan to. I avoided it initially just because I'm like, 4 dudes all in like black leather, like driving around. I was like, it's not the Final Fantasy I really want to play, but the monster design looks cool. I've seen some of the gameplay. The combat looks fine. I'll probably give it a shot. Let's see here. Landfall. I know I've got a copy of this guy already. I'm just looking to see if there's any reason I'd need a second. I don't think so. Ooh, we got a water crystal. Again, they're not crazy high value, but they are useful, and they do have a little bit of value. They're usually anywhere from a few dollars to maybe 10 or so. I think that's on the high end, maybe the green one, but yeah, always happy to see a crystal. Hey, all right. Squall. Just an uncommon. I do have one of these already as well. So far, they're all uncommons that I've got, but I'm still always happy to see them. I like these cards. I know not everybody does. That's okay. I'm just happy to have them. Foil Coeurl. And I got an island. Treasure Hero. All right, that's our token. Still don't have a big hit yet. I don't have a woohoo moment. So hey, we still have some packs to go. That's okay. It can't always be a woohoo moment. Otherwise, where would the fun be? Item shopkeep. Fat Chocobo. Sephiroth's intervention. Oh boy. It's always funny to me because obviously that's one of like the biggest moment from Final Fantasy VII, and it's like, yeah, it's a common card. Dwarven Castle. Sage's Now List. Do I know this one? Job select. Equipped creature gets +1, has whenever this creature attacks, untap target attacking creature, and is a cleric. Alright. Cute. A little equipment card. Ahriman. Flying Death Touch. Not bad. Little 3/2. Yeah. Magic Pot. A Pixie. 2/1 flying. Whenever this creature attacks, Surveil 1. Surveil is not bad at all. I'll hold on to you for later. Barret. There's Barret. Reach. When he attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to defending player. I do have a few copies of him already. And I don't rock a lot of equipment cards right now, but maybe another time. Clash of Icons. Not a bad card. I do have this actually. I have my Enchantment Commander deck, which has a lot of sagas in it, so I do have a Clash in there. Gee, what's it gonna be? Yep, it's Garland. Again, I have a lot of copies of him. Garland is cool. I played the original Final Fantasy, the remaster. Great game. Yes, it's hard to even say nostalgia. I watched my dad play the original Final Fantasy when I was like 4 years old. I was 4 or 5. I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember loving it, and it got me into video games. So that's why the Final Fantasy set kind of means so much, and especially that first game. It was pretty cool to play the remaster and just experience it for the first time for myself. Is it a simple game? Yes, but I think that simplicity is part of the beauty. Golbez. Great card. 1/4. Whenever an artifact enters Surveil 1, and he can bring artifact cards back to your hand and then make people lose health. I put this in an artifact commander deck I have, and in the last time I played it, I got this guy out, and just probably due to sheer luck, nobody was able to remove him for several turns. I got so much value out of this card. If you can run this card in an artifact deck, highly recommend it. He rocks your opponents. Ah, foil Barret. Very pretty, very nice. Ooh, a foil forest. Hey, I'll add you to my foil lands. Looks good. And we got this little guy. Again, so this is one of the artworks that doesn't mean as much to me, unfortunately, but that's okay. Still nice little artwork card. All right, just kind of cleaning my space real quick before I move on to the next one. So far, we have not gotten a ton of value out of the base packs, but that's okay. I was kind of looking at these base packs as just a bonus, just for fun. Obviously, always hoping to get something really good out of them. This guy here is where we're getting most of the value. So this will be fun to open. Hopefully. Luckily, like I said earlier, I had a lot of store credit that helped me get this for a lot less than it was actually worth. So I didn't straight up pay like $160 for this, which helps a lot. If I did, this would actually be probably hurting me a whole lot more right now. Just a nice warning for anyone that goes out and thinks they're gonna pull everything out of one of these. It's just not guaranteed. Light of Judgment. So similar to, where was it at? The Sephiroth card. It's funny to me that Light of Judgment is just like a common. I mean, that is like end game Kefka destroying the world kind of stuff. Chocobo Kick. Great little card. I do actually have it in one of my decks. Quattro Fourier. Final Fantasy 11. Didn't play. I was like, I don't know this monster. A little common. Retrieve the Esper. Final Fantasy 6. Cloudbound Moogle. What is that? Final Fantasy 14? Very nice little common. Ah. Wyvern. Geez, another Monk's Fist. I don't know why I did that. I pull so many Monk's Fist. Fenrir. A great little saga wolf creature. Search your library for a basic land. Right off the bat, that is pretty decent. Yeah, I'll hold on to him. I do have him in, I think, both my landfall deck and my enchantment deck. Oh boy. Here we go. I'm going to say Titus. I know that the actual pronunciation is supposed to be Titus. Drives me crazy. Titus. His Titus. Titus. Blitzball Star. Artifact. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on him. When he attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. Not bad. I'm trying to remember if I have a copy of him. If I do, I haven't seen a lot of him. We'll hold on to him. Reno and Rude. Love these guys. 2/1 Menace. When they deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. Then you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, you may play the exiled card this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Not terrible, not great, just kind of in the middle. It's a shame they don't have a way to like cast that spell for free, but I'll hold on to them for now. I don't think if I have a copy of them, it might be like one. Relentless X, Atmo 92. I remember this guy from Final Fantasy VIII. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. So he has Super Menace. Return this from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped with a finality counter on it. Not a bad card. Again, I'm not a huge fan of finality counters. Ooh, alright. Brynhilder. Summon. I have a couple copies of this guy already. Nice little saga. He's our rare. Let me see what we got here. So it should be foil, land. So what is our foil? Come on, make it good. Make it good. Galoof's Final Act. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1 power, gains when this creature dies. Put a number of 1/1 counters equal to its power on up to 1 target creature. Not a bad little uncommon. Not the, foil Sephiroth or Cloud I was hoping for, but that's okay. Town. Don't really have much use for it. A frog! Hey, I want one of the... I don't have that token yet. It's a cute little token. 1/1 frog. Biggest pull of the day right here, folks. Yeah, we're setting that guy right there. I like him. All right, we only have 2 more left. So we do have the Nibelheim. It's the only foil we played. Not a very expensive foil, or foil, mythic rather. Hopefully we can get a big hit still. It only takes one pack. It truly does. You just need that miracle pack that has like 2 mythics, an old artwork card. Alright, flip this guy over. As you can tell, I love taking my time. Sabatender. This guy probably could have been uncommon. I think he is probably one of, if not the best common from the set. I think he's really good. Grand Pulse Achu. Ah, I love Vincent's Limit Break. Good card. I know I've got a couple copies. I'll put them aside just in case I feel like I need more, but... Aerith Rescue Mission. Am I the only one that had a slight hard time going from Eris to Aerith? I wish they had never made that change to begin with. I mean, the Eris change. Like, they never should have called her Eris. If they were going to go back to Aerith, whatever. Alright. You're not alone. Scout. Shiva. Shiva's cool. I've got a couple copies of her already. Very cool card, though. Shambling Seath. Seath? Ah. Final Fantasy 13, yeah. This creature enters tapped. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1. If you do, return it from your graveyard to your hand. So it can just kind of keep coming back. Samurai's Katana. Nice card. I have a couple copies already. Oh boy. What's this going to be? Braska's Final Aeon. Yes. We have Jekt. Reluctant Guardian. I do have 2 copies of this card already. One of them is in my Enchantment Saga deck. But it is a cool card. It is actually pretty strong. Let's see here. Another one? Another rare? Hey, alright. It is an uncommon. Man, we are hitting the uncommons for the special artwork cards, aren't we? I do have 1 or 2 copies of this guy already, but it is still cool to see. Final Fantasy 12. Again, gotta play that one. I really want to. Alright, this should be the foil. What do we got? Make it good. A Cerberus! Hey, ooh, and it's the alt art Cerberus. That's really cool. It's not worth a whole lot, but I don't have that alt art yet, and the fact that it's foil, that's awesome. I don't run this card in any of my decks currently, but sometimes when you see it like this, you're just like, yeah, I gotta find a spot for him. That's really neat. And a foil town. Treasure. Hero. Alright. Boys and girls, we are down to our last pack before we actually get to the Chocobo pack. Let's see here. Well, if I don't destroy the pack in the process. So what's this? What do we think this is going to have? Cloud, Sephiroth, Foil Yuna, everything, just all of it. This is the pack, right? This is the Miracle Pack, last one. Suplex! Oh boy. I'm so glad they captured that. Sabin just suplexing the train. Suplex? Is it suplex or suplex? I've said it both ways. Bard's Bow. Malboro. Another like classic monster that I just wish was like rare or just a little better, uncommon. He's so cool, but he's very expensive to get out and just a little underwhelming as a common card. Gale Cat. Laguna. Surprised Laguna wasn't in this more. I don't think I have this card yet. I'm kind of looking. Surveil 1, draw a card, flashback. I might be able to find a spot for that guy. That has potential. Fight on! Airship. Freya. I have a lot of copies of her already, but she is a great little card if you're going to be running equipment. Elbed Salvagers. 3/2/3. When this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I don't know if I have a copy of that yet. Interesting. Put you aside. Garnet. Yeah, I've got several. Ooh, Black Chocobo. What do we got here? Oh, okay, side quest. Yep, raise a Chocobo. And there's our Black Chocobo, which is cool. Search your library for a land, put it into the battlefield tap, and shuffle. Whenever a land you control enters, birds you control get +1. So yeah, if you're running, your bird creature deck, that could be really cool. I've got a couple of those already, but I was really just appreciating the artwork. Did anybody else do the Chocobo breeding side quest in 7? I mean, you spend forever doing it, but it is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Ah, the Regalia. I got a couple of these already. Typically, I ignore vehicles. Like, I'm just not into vehicle cards. But I kind of reread this. I do have a Landfall Commander deck, and yeah, he's in there. It's not a terrible vehicle just for getting extra land on the field. All right, what do we got here? So this is our foil. Last foil of the night. Let's see what we got. A Grimoire. I mean, it is rare. I'm happy to see a foil rare, but the Grimoire, not the best rare. It's fine. But it is nice to see foil rares. And we got our island. Ooh, we got Jill. She is from I believe, Final Fantasy 16. I have not played it. I did play the demo. I was disappointed by the demo. You know, Final Fantasy, in my opinion, is supposed to kind of be closer to that like turn-based RPG. When you start to get away from that and into more of an action focus, it can be Final Fantasy themed. It's hard for me to see it as like a real Final Fantasy. Maybe one of these days I'll get around to it and we'll change my opinion a little bit, but the game looks beautiful. I'll definitely give it that. It is a gorgeous looking game. I'll put that artwork aside. I do like that artwork a lot. Okay, not the most successful for the standard packs. I did get several of these, which again, very happy with. I'm always glad to see these. Hoping though, these are all uncommon. Always hoping to get, pull one of the mythics like the Cloud Strife or the Rhystic Study. Didn't get any today. It's fine. We did get the Paradise Chocobo, which is foil and full art and gorgeous. And we did nail a Nibelheim of Flame, which is mythic, but not the most valuable. All right. Is this what we've all been waiting for? Remember, so in here, there will be the chocobo-track lands, which no matter what will be in here, which is great. 2 cards is all we're getting out of this, though. We're getting the 2 chocobo-track cards. We already have Mog and Lulu. Pulling either one would be a little disappointing. Lulu, though, has a lot of value, so at the very least, there's good trade value there. Mog's not worth as much. If you remember previously going over, there's like 6 cards we don't really want to pull, but it is what it is. We're just going to be happy with whatever we get, I think. Let's see. I want to be very careful opening this guy. I don't want to damage anything inside. Let's see here. Very careful. And if I pull something really awesome, I do have sleeves ready. Alright. And if you look there... See, sometimes you open a card, I'm like, I see just a little white ding right there. So let's just see here. Alright, yep, so there's the forest. See if we can get a good look at that. Here we go. See, I'm trying to skip the tracks to show, but it's a little hard with the camera. So we've got a forest. Mountain. Oh, there we go. I got the tracks on that one right off the bat. Very pretty. 2 mountain. Oop, don't know why I'm doing it goofy. Mountain. Swamp. Very pretty chocobo cards. Swamp. Gorgeous cards. And then, of course, plains. All right, this is it. These are the 2. Let's see what we got. It's anticipation, like for me, this is the most fun moment because they could be anything. They could both be mythics. We have no idea. They could both be rares. They could both be one of those 6 cards we don't really want to pull, but we get what we get. Up to destiny. So ready? Let's do it. We got Yuffie. Look at that, Materia Hunter. And again, she was right around, if I'm remembering right, like a $48 market value. This is a $50 card. Very happy to have her, and I don't have her yet. She's very pretty. I don't know if I'll be able to find a spot for her or not in a deck, but I'm still happy to have her. Very thematic, and she's a very fun character in the game. All right, that's a rare. I will sleeve her in just a moment. All right, here we go. Mythic. Mythic. Come on, say it with me. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. We got the Yuna. Look at that. That is a mythic. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of my sleeves here. She was, if I'm remembering right, just under $100. I think her market value was something like 90 some dollars. So it's not the Cloud or the Snapcaster, but you know what? We nailed a mythic. That's awesome. Beautiful card. See if we can get the tracks to show on the camera. There we go, a little bit. So we got Yuna and Yuffie. Let's get her in a sleeve too. Ah, that sleeve's got a little... The corner's bent in. Get these guys sleeved. So let's see, between the two, because if she's like a $90 card and she's a $50, so I mean, between these two cards, it's about $140 in value. Adding up the rest of this, we're probably just about breaking even. Well, I mean, if we're including this guy, who's about $12. Yeah, breaking even plus some change. I'll have to look up the Destined White Mage non-foil, so we might be a little bit ahead. So we did all right as far as value goes, but that is awesome. So between the two, we have a nice set of Chocobo Track cards. See, that could have been so much worse. We didn't get any of the 6 that we didn't want to get, and we got ourselves a mythic and another like $50 card. How cool is that? Well, guys, thank you. If you're watching this, thanks for hanging out with me. I just love opening packs. I know it's not the most efficient way, and I know if you're on a budget, buying singles is the way to go. You know, just buy the things that you want or need, and don't gamble. But I love just opening packs and seeing what you get, and it's so much fun when you pull something cool. But all right, I think that's about all for tonight. If you're watching any of my other videos, I will go back to them. I'll return to No, I Am Not a Human, which I'm playing as well. And hopefully my videos will continue to just get better and better. And I appreciate it if you're watching and enjoying. So you guys have a good night. You take care.